Hi, I'm Jason Woodard. I'm a professor of engineering and entrepreneurship, and I have two kids at ISNS in grade 9 and grade 6. We were looking for a school with a combination of academic strength and a caring community. We were fortunate to be able to visit in January of last year before applying, and it was really clear walking around, talking with the students and the teachers, that students were happy, they were learning, teachers were passionate and engaged. I happened to run into two of the principals just before a fire drill, and they just had this spark of kind of joy and a little bit of mischief that I think convinced us that this was the right place for our kids. It was a pretty smooth transition. During the interview process, we got to get a sense of the academic program. Our kids were coming out of public schools in the US, so they had not been exposed to the IB system. We'd been familiar with it a little bit from our time in Singapore. So I think there was some new vocabulary that we had to get used to about formative and summative assessments and criteria, but that was a fairly easy transition. Kids had had some exposure to Chinese, one of them did, but I think the language acquisition program has been terrific. My daughter started from zero, and she's had a small class that's really helped to give her the individualized attention that she needs to start developing her language skills. I think the inquiry-based approach of the IB really comes out even in the middle years program level. I think it taps into the natural curiosity of the kids, and I see them developing their critical thinking skills. I also see them really becoming engaged in their own learning process. So all of this talk about assessments, we really go from thinking about, well, I have this homework or I have this test, to there's this criterion that we are going to be assessed on. Here's the rubric, and here are the steps we're going to take to lead up to that. I think just using that language, I'm an educator myself, so the kids feel like they know what's expected of them and they can regulate their own learning so that they can achieve those goals. Yeah, when I see kids coming out of the IB programs, I really see their learning to learn skills very strong. They can deal with ambiguity, unstructured problems. They really know how to break things down and find a way in. They're really good at expressing themselves logically, clearly, coherently, right? So they get a lot of practice with writing and communication, logical thinking, referencing sources, right? So they're really well prepared for university education. And I think that's not just the DP program. I think I see that all the way back through at least the MYP as well. So our kids are very different, and the fact that they're both thriving this year is really wonderful for us. That's really all we can ask as parents. And I think we use a little bit of a different strategy with each kid. Our son is very hands-off. He will get the stuff done, but he doesn't want to be told what to do or go do your homework. He doesn't like being nagged. I think the fact that we have so much visibility into his learning through the IB system, through the manage back, he'll talk with us about what he's doing, but we can trust him to get the work done, right? But I feel like we have the support from the teachers in the system that we can take a bit more of a hands-off approach. Our daughter gets a little bit more nervous about things, and she's often uncertain about what to do. Say, just relax, right? Trust the system that you're going to get that feedback. I'm proud to be part of the ISNS community. Go Phoenix!